we're talking about childhood or not childhood. We're talking about memories. Okay, start from here.
Maybe not start from here.
Yeah. So.
Okay. We are talking about. What are we talking about again?
We're talking about movies. We're talking about movie theater memories. So movies that we've seen in the movie theaters and our memories that go along with them, or just memories about going to see movies in a theater. So let's see. Our earliest one that we can, earliest one that we know of, or possibly earliest one. So the first one that my parents have told me that I saw was Lady and the Tramp back when, I don't know, 89, 88. I don't know. It was re-released at some point, and we went to see it, and I was like 2 years old, and my sister was like 3, or maybe we were younger. I'm not sure which year it was, but we ended up crying, and they took us out. So, I do have memories of Lady and the Tramp and the Siamese cats and all, and maybe it was because I saw it on the big screen. It's like they're just ingrained into my head. So, I don't know, but I don't remember it.
I cannot remember the first movie I saw in theaters. I know I saw something, but I cannot think of any movie at all. However, I think I saw Ferngully. However, the details of that are gone completely too. So I'm going to go with Titanic as being one of the big movies I saw as a kid. I was 7 years old, and I went with my dad, which was a really rare event in itself because my dad and I never did anything together. So we went to the theater, and I'm sure we got popcorn. It was a small town theater that only showed one movie a week, maybe one movie every 2 weeks, I don't know. And I saw the whole thing, including the sex scene, and I remember all of my friends, saying how their parents had taken them out during that scene. Nope, I saw it. So after that, I just became really obsessed with Kate Winslet and Leo DiCaprio. And
was the sex scene in that car or something, or is that it, or just the
sex scene was in the
drawing?
car.
Okay, so yeah, I remember that, but it's fuzzy, but. I didn't remember too much, but it's just, they're in there. But yeah, so, okay, that was like 97.
Yeah, 97.
If we look back to, let's say, 92.
Okay.
92, 93, one of the two. So I saw Batman Returns in theater with my dad. And around that time, it might have been before, or might have been around the same time, kind of blended together. Sister Act that came out in theaters, and we were all going as a family, but the movie theater wouldn't allow kids under like 6 or 7, and I was like 5, so my sister got to go and I didn't get to go. And I don't remember if it was the same time or it was later on that I saw Batman Returns. But I do remember, like, oh, I can't see Sister Act, or I was going to see Batman Returns there, and I couldn't see that. But then I went to go see it, and I played Miss Pac-Man, and that was great. I was a big Batman fan when I was a kid, and that was the first
kid.
Batman.
Are you still a Batman fan?
Well, I'm just saying, when I was a kid, I had the Nintendo Batman game, and then I lost it, and I cried because I think we threw it away by accident because it was in a paper bag, and it was like on the washing machine or dryer, and right when we came in, I put it on there, but then it got thrown away. So I was upset about that, and then probably after that, maybe it was after that I saw Batman Returns, but yeah, so that was the first Batman movie I saw in theaters. I might have seen the first Batman film before then on video, maybe not. And then in the same year, or close by, I don't remember what year. No, maybe it was 93, or Jurassic Park, when that came out. And whenever that was, 92, 93. maybe 93, since if it was the 20th anniversary and it was just released in 2013. I think so. So we saw it. I was at the beach, and we went with my older cousins. Well, they're just like a year, the same year as my sister, but yeah. So it was like, I was 5 or 6, and we saw Jurassic Park, and there's like nobody else in the theater, so we were running down the theater. Maybe, I don't know. It was a good time. I definitely remember that one.
Well, in 1998, I have another memory. I was staying with my grandmother for a week, and I think she got really tired of having me underfoot. I was 9 years old, and so she convinced my aunt to take me to the movies so that she could play cards with her friends. And my aunt took me to see The Parent Trap. And I remember it was so cool because she actually bought me a drink and popcorn, and my parents never bought me a drink in the movie theater, so it was like, oh my gosh, a drink, a soda, oh my. So that was a good time. I don't know, I really like movies about twins and movies set in England, and that movie is partially set in England, so it's like I really enjoyed it. I also remember riding in my aunt's really cool truck that had a cab, and it was like, that was another memory, but that's not really about the movie, so I won't go into that. But The Parent Trap. And to this day, it's one of those movies I've seen maybe 100 times. It's definitely a guilty pleasure.
Well, going back to, I don't know, the mid-90s, around 93, 94, I really wanted to see the third Ninja Turtles movie. And I'd seen the other two before then. I was like, oh, this third one coming out. I remember being at school and like, I want to see this movie. And I remember I was going to like speech class or something because I had trouble with my R's, I think. And I was saying like L, the O, L. So I was like Ninja Turtles or something, and well, it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 or something, or 3. I'm not even sure how the words were working, but I remember that, and I don't know if I ever got to see it. And there was but I saw it when it came out on video, but I don't know if I ever got to the theater to see that one. I'm not sure.
I actually wish I could remember more of my earlier movies. I know I saw movies, I just don't remember them. However, I do remember going to see the first Harry Potter movie, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, in 6th grade, which I guess was 2001. And that was actually a field trip. We went as an entire class to a small town. There actually weren't very many movie theaters where I lived, so it was like our choices were limited, but we all went on the school bus to the movie theater. And actually this movie theater looks like, I don't know, a shack from the outside, so you don't even know it's a movie theater until you walk in. But
A shack?
seriously, it doesn't resemble a movie theater. It's just like this.
Where did you see Harry Potter?
Small town theater in Belhaven, Virginia, which is a hole in the wall, basically, with a movie theater and a dance studio and houses, and that's about it. But the building is just kind of run down, and it doesn't look like a movie theater.
Yeah.
It's pretty on the inside, though. It just doesn't.
I wish my
look like
hometown had a movie theater. We had to drive 30 minutes in one of the ways, but
that wasn't my hometown, actually. That was like,
oh, right. Well,
20 minutes up the road.
Well, right. But
Yeah.
what about did your hometown or where was it?
Cape Charles is
That
where
way.
I saw Titanic, and that movie theater was gorgeous. However, it's not there anymore,
Mhm.
and that's another story I could tell. Because that movie theater was actually sold, and it was bought by this really rich family who wanted to convert it into an arts center. So while it's a very nice arts center that brings plays to the stage and showcases ballet dancers and all of that, there are no movies. The movie screen was taken out. So my dear hometown does not have a movie theater anymore.
So your hometown had a movie theater.
Yes, at one point in the 90s, no longer.
Yeah, all that I know of, my hometown in West Point, Virginia, they had an old movie theater, but it probably stopped running in the 70s maybe. I know my parents had gone to see stuff there, and I've been in the building, and like the theater's still there. I haven't been in that area of West Point in
So is it anything? Is it
a few
arts
years.
center now?
Like at one point, I thought somebody said they might be starting to they were going to open it back up or something because it was still there, but there was like a computer place there that fixed stuff for a while, and back in the early 2000s, I remember that there's like during the Crab Carnival we would go there and there's like computers set up and we played like Unreal Tournament because that was one of the first games you could just hook up. Well, it's kind of like Doom because you can hook it up to other computers and everything, but you can play against each other. So it was like that. But it was so we did that, and then that's when I saw at the theater inside what was left of it.
That's sad. But speaking of theaters, I do have one memory, just one, of going to a drive-in movie theater. I still actually have not made it to the one that's actually close by me. Maybe someday, but this was 2008, so it was actually more recent. And I was in Prince Edward Island, Canada, which was a wonderful vacation. But I decided that I was going to go to my first ever drive-in theater that vacation. So we actually took our VW Bug. It was a convertible, so that was cool. But we saw The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants 2. Okay, it's not a classic, but I was still psyched because it was my first ever drive-in theater.
It was like you said that, and before you're like rubble. You just were like no. Like, oh come on, I gotta back this up. You're like, that was funny.
So we drove in and we picked up the speakers that we could attach to the side of our car.
There's a sequel to that?
Yeah.
I think I remember that now, but I don't know.
Yeah, there's 4 books, and the sequel kind of wrapped up the second, third, and fourth books.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But we attached the speakers to our car, and we probably bought popcorn. And it was just kind of cool to sit in the car seat and watch the movie through the windshield. I actually don't really remember too much of the movie because it's been a while, but
I don't think I've ever been to a drive-in. Yeah.
it's quite the experience. You have to go someday. I mean, I've always wanted to ever since I first saw Grease and the drive-in scene in that. But do people really sneak into the drive-in? Yes, I think they do.